Hello, ladies, gents, and fairy rants. My name is Cedric. This is Cedric's Library, and today we are doing something a little bit different. Usually, I write stories, I read them, and then post them here. But today I want to do something different. I am a passionate DnD player of, let's say, 3 years now. Yeah, 3 years. And mostly I am the DM, sorry. But if I get lucky from time to time, one of my players will jump in as a DM and I get the chance to play. And I really enjoy creating NPCs, DNPCs and player characters because I've got I don't got the time on my hands, but yeah, I just do it. So today I'm going to introduce one of my favorites to you. It's not because he's OP, he initially wasn't, but I just really like him. His name is Pax Maldan. He is a Loxodon barbarian. I made him level 5, of course. I don't know, level 5 seems like a good standard for me to create characters normally. And it gives you most of the nice traits you can have. He's a barbarian, as I said, level 5, so he got his subclass, and yeah, he is a bear totem barbarian, which is already fucked up. I know, okay, I know, I'm sorry, but hear me out. Originally, I wanted to try something else, because at this point I had created a Centaur Paladin, who I never played over level 2, and I created a Bard Fighter Hybrid multi-class, because why the hell not? But I wanted to do something different. At this point all my fighters were finesse fighters, and so I was thinking, why not just grab a big weapon? So a barbarian was born, and I wasn't sure what I wanted to make from out of him, because let's be real, there are so many nice species out there in D&D that can be used to build absolutely incredibly funny, gorgeous, or stunning characters. But I was thinking, what could I use to really fuck with my DM? Because here's the truth, these my players aren't easy. Not many D&D players are easy. They do dumb shit all the time. So I wanted to pay this player back a bit. Just a bit, not too much, not too much. I admit I'm something of a somewhat revengeful player. Cause, yeah, I don't know, this is... yeah, that's just something I do sometimes. I get some revenge. Anyway, how can I fuck with him? And I started reading some of the species traits for some species. And I was torn. Do I build, if he allows it, a GIF artificer with the artillerist? Or do I build a Loxodon barbarian? Because hear me out. I'm not one for really brute strength. I need some kind of tactics, some kind of gimmick. This isn't just I hit things with a big axe. Because yeah, it gets boring for me. I need something more. I need something where I have to think a bit. So let's take the Loxodon. And I decided for him because the Loxodon traits are really, really nice. You get, let me look, powerful belt. You count as one size larger when determining your carrying capacity and the weight you can push, drag or lift. Loxodon Serenity, you have advantage against being charmed or frightened. Natural Armor. This was the ability that convinced me to make a barbarian Loxodon. You have thick, leathery skin. When you aren't wearing armor, your AC is 12 plus your constitution modifier. You can use your natural armor to determine your AC if the armor you wear would leave you with a lower AC. A shield's benefits apply as normal while you use your natural armor. Then you have trunk. You can grasp things with your trunk and you can use it as a snorkel. It has a reach of 5 feet and it can lift a number of pounds equal to 5 times your strength score. You can use it to do the following simple tasks: lift, drop, hold, push or pull an object or a creature, open or close a door or a container, grapple someone or make an unarmed strike. Your DM might allow other simple tasks to be added to the list of options. It can't wield weapons or shields or do anything that requires manual precision, such as using tools or magic items or performing the somatic components of a spell. And then you get Keen Smell. Thanks to your sensitive trunk, you have advantage on wisdom, perception, wisdom, survival and intelligence investigation checks that involve smell. Okay, that's a lot of information for a species. Let's unpack it. Powerful build. You are, normally as a player, you are a medium-sized creature, and as a Loxodon, you are this big, this massive, this strong, that you can like pull the same weight as an ox or a horse or something like that. Loxodon Serenity is like a really nice thing, because what barbarians struggle with is being charmed and frightened, because as long as you're not a frenzied barbarian, you are gonna struggle against this, and Loxodon Serenity giving advantage against these conditions is just, is so nice. The trunk is it's a nice asset. You can hold one extra thing you maybe need. No shield, no weapon, no magic item, but I don't know, maybe a map or something like that. I don't know. And the Keen Smell is actually something I really like. But then you get to the best part, the Natural Armor. This is gonna put your AC to 12 plus your Constitution modifier. And that is something that is, I don't know, I haven't really seen at this point. Because I don't know, it seems a bit overpowered. So I thought, yes, let's do this. I read a bit about Loxodon lore, let's call it that, and they are masters of knowledge and wisdom, and they want to have that wisdom. So most Loxodon that go out and adventure are paladins or clerics. But I wanted a barbarian. So how do you justify a traveling Loxodon being a barbarian? First off, he got a far traveler background. Meaning, he got the... Do I call it an ability? I call it an ability. The ability All Eyes on You. Your accent, mannerisms, figures of speech, and perhaps even your appearance all mark you as foreign. Curious glances are directed your way wherever you go, which can be a nuisance, but you also gain the friendly interest of scholars and others intrigued by far-off lands, to say nothing of everyday folk who are eager to hear stories of your homeland. You can You can parlay this attention into access to people and places you might not otherwise have for you and your traveling companions. Noble lords, scholars and merchant princes, to name a few, might be interested in hearing about your distant homeland and people. Basically, you can like bargain things you know against shelter and help, which fits the wisdom-based lore of Loxodon. Now, we still have the issue with he's a Loxodon, he wants wisdom. I gave him the mindset that war and fighting is wisdom, because in his worldview, each species evolves and gains knowledge faster when it is at war. Because let's be honest, that's how it's been nearly all human evolution. You fight, you evolve. And so I gave him this mindset. Sorry. Now, I had to roll stats, of course. That's what you normally do. And I rolled. And I rolled good. I got an 18 for strength. Keep in mind this is with leveling's bonus, so ability score improvements and stuff. 18 in strength, meaning a +4. 13 in dexterity. 20 in constitution. I don't know how I managed this, but I managed it. I looked it up like so many times. I had friends look over it. I just wanted to correct it because it seemed so harsh to have 20 in constitution at level 5. But I did everything right. Now, intelligence is a 9, giving me a -1. Meaning, saving throws in intelligence are meh. But I want to remind you of Loxodon Serenity. Now, wisdom is a 14 and charisma is a 12. These are the stats I was the least concerned about. This all gives me an initiative of +1 due to having fast movement from Barbarian level 5. I have 40 feet of movement. I get a proficiency bonus of +3, and I rolled, and this guy has 65 hit points. 65. So keep that in mind. Now, let me reintroduce you to the for the 10th time to natural armor. Natural armor says my AC is 12 plus my constitution modifier. My constitution modifier is +5 due to me having a 20. So my AC without any armor as a level 5 Loxodon Barbarian is 17. This guy has a natural armor of 17. Now here comes the kicker. I wasn't content on just leaving it at 17, cause 17 is okay, but I wanted more. I had this huge health pool, because barbarians usually do have a shitload of health, but I wanted to do more. At this point I wanted to escalate it. How did I escalate it? I gave him a warhammer, giving him a weapons option for 1d8 in one hand and 1d10 in two hands. He is proficient due to the 2024 rules, and this means he can push each creature he hits up to 5 feet with this hammer per attack. Funny thing is, warhammers don't have to be used in two hands. So, craving chaos like I do, I gave him a shield, pushing his armor class to 19. This guy, without any armor, has an AC of 19. I wanted to say 17, but 19. Which is holy shit. Meaning, even if this guy is gonna do the reckless attack, you know, level 2 ability, reckless attack, you get advantage, but everything else gets advantage against you. He is incredibly hard to hit. This is like paladin and cleric level of armor class. And he just has it without any armor. Like, holy frickin' macaroni. What have I built? In addition, he's just pushing people around with his hammer. And at this point I was, okay. I have to stop there. He is OP. Maybe. But I still wanted to play him, so I said to myself, I only rage if it's completely necessary when we play. That was my mindset. I only rage if it is completely necessary because, for those of you who don't know, Totem Spirit Bear gives you, while raging, you have resistance to all damage except psychic damage. The spirit of the bear makes you tough enough to stand up to any punishment. Meaning, even if he misses or butchers the saving throw on a, let's say, fireball and gets hit, and he's raging, he takes only half damage. For fuck's sake, you can send down a level 9 moonbeam, I don't know, and he's only gonna take half damage because he's a bear totem. And this was funny to me because normally this is the tank armor, this is a damage sponge, but holy shit, I made it a damage sponge, oh Jesus, these words, with such a high armor class that it wasn't even holy anymore. And like, what have I built? What did I do? What did I gain access to? Okay. I was wondering what I was doing. And then I just accepted what I had created. And we played. So my friend made a one-shot. We have some joke characters in the world we play in that are Babushka, the grandmother of one of his one-shot PCs we once created. Baba Yaga. Baba Yaga is the bear that is pushing Babushka's chair? I don't know. 'Cause Babushka is too lazy to walk. And we have Antoinette. Antoinette is the pet chicken of the family. And yeah, someone stole Babushka. So we were hired to rescue the bear. Now, I asked everyone else if they wanted to mess with the DM for that day, and they agreed. So what did I do? I made a whole furry party. We had a centaur rogue, because why the fuck not? He gets no penalty because of his hooves. We had a Leonin, I think, yeah, paladin was it. We had me as a Loxodon barbarian, and we had a GIF drunken master monk. Because why the fuck not? It's just weird as fuck as it is. Anyway, we play, we investigate a bit, we find an enemy camp, and my friend has some obsession with the Swiss. I don't know what it is that he likes about it so much, but he constantly makes like Swiss accents and stuff. But anyway, he put us against some kind of Swiss mercenary guard, which resulted in them forming a phalanx. And my friend, DDM, homebrewed it and actually foolproofed it, which was very nice. It had like an AC of 25 or something like that, but once you broke it, once you hit it once, it was broken and each person went back to its individual AC. But this was the funny thing. My my barbarian ran in, took a shitload of damage, and then I raged. Because I said, no, I'm not going down in 2 attacks. I'm not going down like this. I'm a rage. Meaning this massive Loxodon with a hammer, a shield on, and this much of an AC just barged in and demolished their phalanx formation. And after this, by the way, I'm totally fine with what comes next, because at this point I realized that my character was maybe a bit too strong. My DM pulled a Deus Ex Machina scripted cutscene that had everyone being unconscious because of tranq arrows. And still, with the script, my Loxodon took like 4 tranq arrows before he went down because of his high constitution. And this is like, what the hell? We rescued the bear, but I gained the knowledge that a Loxodon barbarian may be one of the most overpowered things you can build, just because of natural armor. If you really spec into constitution and then into strength, you are gonna be so hard to kill, because your AC is just this high. So now to his design. I envisioned him to be a Paleoloxodon. Nomadicus, to be exact. Meaning, I think, of this point, the largest proboscidean we know of. And yeah, he is tall, broad, muscular. He wears like the normal trousers with a belt, and in typical barbarian fashion, he's bare-chested. He has no hair and giant, almost straight tusks. Meaning, yeah, this guy is one hell of a unit. And he's calm. I went with the regular Loxodon, our calm protectors and gatherers of wisdom approach, because I know it's become some kind of a trope, but I like the idea of this huge, massive Loxodon just being this calm pool of reason, and when he gets triggered, he's lowering his head so his tusks almost touch the ground, He's swinging his head around, growling and bellowing at the enemy. Not shouting, not like screaming, more like more like this elephant growl. And yeah, you know, when an elephant is shaking its head and growling at you as a warning. So I wanted to do this because it's still contempt. It's still a calm response to raging, but I think this makes it even more even more threatening, because I don't know, if you push the calm person to the brink of raging and they rage this calmly, I think that's a whole other experience of intimidation. So this was my idea of him. Of course, he has a round shield, like a Viking style shield. Not terribly large, but also functionable. Like, it's not gonna be like a buckler or something like that. But yeah, giant, not giant, a warhammer. It's not giant, it's normal sized warhammer. And that's the fun part. I didn't specialize on damage. I specialized on survivability and tactics, because I don't really like just barging in and dealing a whole lot of damage. I know it's the big fantasy of most D&D players and most players in general, just running in and nearly one-tapping everything, but that's not my playstyle. That's not what I want. What I want is more tactics, storytelling. I'm a storyteller at heart, and that's what I want. I want to tell stories with my characters, with my player characters, with my DNPCs and NPCs. And I don't just want to make them this big, burly, old, like heavy armor, one tap with a smite paladin, or I barge in, attacks 30 times a fighter, or a I just crush everything with my bare hands monk. I want story, I want consistency, and I want flaws. He's calm. Most of the time he isn't raging, actually. Most fights he isn't raging because he's calm, he's collected, he doesn't get hit very often, he doesn't need to rage. But when he rages, he's this unstoppable, heavy, giant wall of a Loxodon. And I want you to just imagine this giant elephant being just barging right at you, trampling everything in its wake and just demolishing everything, pushing people around with its hammer. I really like this story because, if you believe it or not, I'm more focused really on storytelling when I build characters, even if they end up OP like this one did. So yeah, thank you for listening, and see you soon when I maybe do a second part, if you'll like this one. Bye bye.